Have you ever felt stuck between love and loyalty towards your parents who have caused you pain? It's not your fault, it's a survival response. So let's get right into the video today because I've been there before. And Stockholm Syndrome, we're going to talk about Stockholm Syndrome toward your abusive parents. Stockholm Syndrome is the emotional connection that we tend to have and that develops towards our abusers because they may be providing a survival need such as food, water, shelter, safety. And in this case, these are your parents. So it's completely normal for you to have all these different emotions all in one. It's okay for you to be angry. It's okay for you to be sad. It's okay for you to have hatred. Whatever emotion you are feeling, I want you to remember that your emotional brain and your logic brain, sorry, my baby just hit the thing, but your emotional brain and your logic brain, they are corresponding together. And sometimes the emotional brain can take over, even though logically we know like this is hurting me. But the emotional aspect, the emotional core, the emotional pull to these people is what sometimes keeps us there. Now, I was here until I learned to put myself first. For those of you who know, I have a 10 out of 10 ACEs score. I was sexually assaulted from 3 until 13 years old. Both of my egg and sperm donors sexually and physically abused me. They are a sociopath and a psychopath. So I am the energy of all cluster B energy. And I choose to be loving myself. But I'm an empath, so it's kind of not really a choice. You can't really just choose to be a narcissist when you feel things so deeply, when you feel pain. Throughout my entire childhood, I would always cry. I would always cry. I was very sad. You know, I was really more so emo. I'm surprised I'm wearing black because I really don't like the color black like that anymore because I used to wear black all the time. But I want to be your reminder that it's normal. It's normal to feel lost. I used to self-harm myself a lot. So the reason why we hurt ourselves is because we're confused. We're confused because this person is supposed to be our protector. Just because someone is a family member does not mean that they have the authority to cause you any type of pain and sorrow. You do not have to continue to excuse people's bad behaviors, their toxic tendencies towards you. You have the right to set a boundary. This was how I healed. This was how I got away. I have 4 years no contact. And that's because my very first boundary was choosing myself. Because you are an experience, right? You are a complete experience in itself. You're with yourself 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days of the year, however you're not old, but however young you are, okay? If you're 50 years young, 60 years young, 20 years young, you've been with yourself for 60 years. It's been you and you. Only you know what goes on in your brain. If you find yourself excusing these behaviors, if you find yourself still giving in, even though you may have that resistance, like I stated in the beginning, feeling anger, feeling love, feeling, loyalty, feeling sadness, sorrow, it's normal to feel all these emotions. But if you find yourself continuously to excuse this behavior, I want you to know that, again, it's normal. It's just your emotional response for survival. And plus, it's a program. We're programmed to believe that you only get one mom, you only get one dad. That's a lie. Source is merely in all of us. You are a god and goddess. You embody masculine and feminine energy. This is why I go back to saying you are an experience. You have the authority to reparent yourself. You have the authority to become your own father. You have the authority to become your own mother. Reparenting myself during my college experience really helped me to grow into the woman that I am now. Reparenting yourself looks like, as the masculine side, right? How are you going to show discipline for yourself? How are you going to protect yourself? How are you going to push yourself with your willpower, your feminine energy? How are you going to nurture yourself? How are you going to give yourself compliments and let yourself know, even through the adversity, through the tears, through the sorrows, that it's okay. I'm here for you. You speaking that to yourself because you have an inner child. You have masculine, feminine, you have your inner child of every age that you may have experienced pain. You still have that 13-year-old little girl in you that may have been crying and upset. That 5-year-old little boy in you, okay? That 20-year-old, if you're 50 years old, you still have your 20-year-old version in you that may have experienced something that hasn't processed it, because the body continues to grow, but that brain takes snapshots of what has happened. Our emotions help us to figure out with our reasoning, with our cognitive thinking, is this right, is this wrong? We go off of our past memories. I talk about the 8 mental faculties. I have a free course below. Our 8 mental faculties are helping us to shape our reality. Your reasoning skills is going off of your memories and the things you've experienced, so you can know, is this safe or not? You have two parts. You have a lot of parts of your brain, but let's talk about the 2 main functions, that is, which is your emotional, right, and your cognitive thinking. Your cognitive thinking is going to sort through the energy, but if your emotions overtake your cognitive thinking, that's completely normal. It's something that you now are knowing and aware of, that this is what I have to work on. I have to build up my higher thinking self. I have to build up the fact that this is not how I want to respond. I don't want to respond with tears, with sadness, with sorrow. I want to respond empowered. I want to respond knowing that I get to choose in my life, because you are a God. When you come here to this channel, I'm going to remind you, you are God. You are goddess. You are source energy in the flesh. You are experiencing this game. Don't continue to give your power over to someone else, because abuse hurts, and cluster B energy is not going to change. Not many of them are willing to go seek that therapy. There is a narcissist online who I do like. His name is Mental Illness. He's a self-aware narcissist. He's choosing to do the work. But if you don't have a parent who's choosing to do the work and to heal from how they've treated you, and I say this with a grain of salt, because if you come over here with me, I'm going to suggest for you to go ahead and leave them, especially if there was sexual abuse, physical abuse, because you cannot heal in an environment where you were destroyed. You can't grow inside of toxicity. You can't become your highest version still connected to the person that abused you physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. That's going to constantly keep you going back and having flashbacks, especially if they express a certain type of behavior. Awareness is key for you to transition out of this situation. You can leave. Again, I have 4 years no contact. I want you to start to feel when you are putting them before you. When you are putting their needs before your own, that is a sign for you to sit back with yourself and say, is this something that I truly want to do? You don't owe these people your peace and your health, because the ACEs score, this is why I told you in the beginning, I have a 10 out of 10. It stands for Adverse Childhood Experiences. This score states that anything over a 4 out of 10, is likely to have illnesses, diseases, death. You don't owe anybody your life, because stress, everything's spiritual, as within, so without. As above, so below. So when you are constantly, when your emotional brain is constantly in fight, or freeze, when you are releasing these hormones into your bloodstream of getting ready to fight and crying and walking on eggshells, this proceeds sicknesses. You don't owe nobody your life. You don't owe nobody your health, your wealth, your longevity, your vitality. This is yours. You came here for you. So it is okay to recognize that you're having many emotions at once. But it's also okay to say, I'm putting myself first. Just because these people raised you, you don't owe them anything. Because how did they raise you? They didn't raise you with love and knowing that you're your greatest version. They raised you in fear. So what do you really owe them? That was their free choice. They freely chose to abuse you. You get to freely say, I'm going to walk away now, period. I got 4 years no contact. It's the best ego boost ever. And it stays that way, because I don't feel the need to go back to a person, because there are 8 billion people in the world. 8 billion. Look at how our ego is what can trip us up at times. The ego makes up these programs and these beliefs, knowing that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. We're all free. You can go across the world. You can move to a new state. You can go anywhere you want in this world, and you will see other masculine and feminine versions of what you would like to be. The way you treat yourself is how those around you will treat you. It's 8 billion people in the world. So I'm done with that chapter. And I have no emotional connection or no emotional charge. If I was to see my egg and my sperm donor is still arrested for sexually assaulting me, but if I was to see them both on the street, I wouldn't feel no kind of way. I would walk right past. Don't say nothing to me. I won't say nothing to you. And that's on period. So I want you to build these boundaries by just starting to use scripts for yourself. If they're telling you something, you can kindly say, you know, right now, I don't have the capacity to listen to this, so I will get back with you. If they try to tell you what to do, you know, I do appreciate you offering your opinion, but I did not ask, so if I need your opinion, I will definitely get back to you. Build these scripts. Think about how you want to respond and practice that in the mirror. Mirror work will boost your confidence. You are to have a high confidence. So your ego is still your amigo, but you have to learn how to control that ego where it's conducive for your spiritual growth and evolution. And each time that you respond back, you know, responding, not reacting, not upset, not mad. And it's okay if you do, that's fine too. But you know, narcissist cluster Bs, they like that energy. They like when you're angry. They like to see you all intense. But when you respond so calmly, they don't know how to take you. But when you do respond and you respond the way you desire to, celebrate yourself because you're literally shifting the vibration. You are oscillating now in a higher frequency. The more you do something, the more it continues to pick up speed, okay? Just like an avalanche. That one little ball, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So the first time you do it, pat yourself on the back. Yes. Yes, sis. Yes, bro. You did that. You let them know. You let them know that it's not happening. No sorry, no bob. And now, the more you do that, the more you build confidence. And the more you have that boundary, the more that they know now, oh, this is a new being. You are a whole new being. After this video, you are a new being. You don't need these people. Take my energy and use it for your highest, greatest good. If I can leave, I can move state to state to state. I done lived in 3 different states already, and I am thriving. I am at peace. I don't have to deal with toxic energy. If you are a narcissist, I don't have to be your friend. It's 8 billion people in the world. So you adopt that mentality too. Allow yourself to be selfish. In order to win in life, you must be selfish because they're being selfish. Why can't you be selfish? And if this video resonates with you, please like, please comment, please subscribe. I am having a Somatic Twerk and Heal January the 11th. If you would like to join that, the information will be below. I'm also having a mastermind on financial abundance on January 25th. If you are interested, go ahead and hit the link and email me. The link at the bottom that says all resources, hit that and send me an email. And if you have a video request and you want it to be private, you can email me that as well. You can drop a comment. And I love you so much. Abundant, peace, love, and darkness. Stay rich, wet, and dangerous. And that's on what? Period. Deuces.
Had to hop over fences and climb up the ladder to get what I want, bitch. I'm just getting better. They tried to tell me I would never be shit. Look at me now, body built like a brick. Sleep all you want, but I'm chasing my dreams. Everything I do is fucking supreme. Came from the hood, ain't shit